What's up guys, my name is Drewxcifer. Welcome to today's video. In today's video we are talking all things Mavic 3 Pro and Mavic 3 Pro Cine drones. So we all know that DJI is king when it comes to drones, and it seems like they release a new drone every month. But we also know that the Mavic is what reigns supreme for DJI. And there has been a long time rumor of the DJI Mavic 3 Pro drone coming out. Well, it has officially been leaked, and we're pretty sure that the official release of this drone is going to be announced on October 20th. So it's coming up pretty quick. Now, we know that all the big YouTubers probably already have them in hands, and they're probably already testing them, but for the rest of us, we are just going to go by the leaks, and we're going to go by the spec breakdowns and make our assumptions and our best case guesses from the leaks. Now, I don't know why DJI won't send me a drone. DJI, if you're listening, hit my inbox, send me a drone. I'll review it for you. Now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at these websites, and let's talk about whether these drones are right for you, they're right for me, content creators, filmmakers, and everybody in between, because I'm really excited about these. Like I said, I got rid of all my drones here recently, and I'm just waiting to see which route I'm going to go. Am I going to go FPV? Or am I going to go back to Cine drones? And the Mavic 3, to be honest with you, is sort of pulling me in its direction so far from what I'm reading. So here we go, guys. We're going to be taking a look at two different websites. We're going to be looking at The Verge, and we're going to be looking at Gizmo China. So dronedj.com is another website, but a lot of the information on this site here has just been copy and pasted from that site over here. So and it's all, most of these leaks are coming from Twitter. So right here, the header of this, DJI Mavic 3 Pro leaks out with 2 cameras, 46-minute flights, and a 4/3 sensor. So that tells you a lot right there. But we'll get more into that, or those specifications, in a minute. So you guys remember the Mavic 2 Pro, pretty awesome drone, 1-inch sensor, and the Mavic 2 zoom, 24mm to 48mm telephoto lens. But just like that drone, the Mavic Pro 3 will have 2 lenses. It's going to have an even larger sensor because it's going to have the 4/3 sensor on its wide lens, the 24mm. That is an f2.8 to an f11. And the Mavic 2 zoom, 24mm to 48mm telephoto lens. But just like that drone, the Mavic Pro 3 will have 2 lenses. It's going to have an even larger sensor because it's going to have the 4/3 sensor on its wide lens, the 24mm. That is an f2.8 to an f11. And the second telephoto lens is going to have a 1/2-inch sensor, and it's going to go to 160mm focal length with a 15-degree field of view. So why restricted? For a reason. But you can launch outside of those restricted airspaces. But if you are trying to shoot a monument that's in a national park, or in a restricted airspace because it's by an airport or something like that, with like the Mavic and the Mavic 2, if you don't have the right lens, it's always going to look far away. Now this 160mm lens is going to allow you to fly in your safe zone, in your good fly zone, and shoot across restricted airspace and get a closer up video or photos of that thing that you want, whether it's like Mount Rushmore or a Capitol building or whatever. Now the second reason that this telephoto lens is going to be rad is because if you're doing flyovers over wildlife, like let's say buffalo, or if you are doing flyovers of cars, you're going to be able to get more detailed shots of those and more cropped in and telephoto shots of these things. Even like snowboarding, right? You're going to be able to get your rider closer in frame. So that telephoto lens is definitely going to come in clutch, and it's a game changer. It's a huge game changer. Also, the 24mm lens, guys, is going to have a 5.2K resolution. That 4/3 sensor is going to have 5.2K resolution. Now, what does this mean? Again, not only is it going to allow for pan and scan, but again, if you don't want to use your telephoto lens and you want to crop in on that 5.2K res footage, you can down res that to 4K by cropping in, or even 1080, and your footage is going to still look crisp, and you can do a lot of digital pan and scan. You can do a lot of digital zooming in and out, so that to me is a game changer as well. Just having that 5.2K resolution to play with. Also, your footage is going to be nice and crisp. So let's go here. Right here, guys, you can see the Mavic 3 Cine owner's manual, and you can see a little bit of the options and the things that it comes with. So let's see right here, max duration 46 minutes of flight. So 46 minutes of flight, that is forever in the sky. So I come way back from the Phantom world. I know there was drones before that, but the most marketable and publicly released ones, I think, were Phantoms. That's when they started getting really popular, and that's when I had one. So I think the Phantoms had like maybe a 10 or 12 minute flight time. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I would get up in the sky, and with just 10 minutes, I didn't know what I wanted to shoot unless I really planned my shots. And before you knew it, it was time to land. You had that big brick battery, you had to slide in the back. It was just so cumbersome. You had to put your propellers on and off every time you wanted to use it, and you couldn't fold it up. Times have changed, obviously. 46 minutes. I think the best flight time we have before the Mavic 3, I think, is like 28 minutes to maybe 30. And that seems like forever in the sky. And you're getting 15, 16 more minutes out of this new one. That's wild. Like you could shoot an entire short film from the sky with this Mavic 3 drone. So let's go down further and let's look. So the Cine drone is going to come with the DJI Smart Controller version 2, which features O3, the latest version of DJI's proprietary OcuSync technology. 5.5 inch screen, 1000 nit brightness, 1920 by 1080 pixels, maximum running time of 3 hours, guys, and that's pretty rad. So for me, I've never had a smart controller with my drones, but I've always wanted one. So if I could buy one in a bundle, like a Fly More combo, that is the route I would go. And the reason I would go that route, guys, is because that way I don't have to fumble with my phone. I don't have to worry about notifications popping up on my phone. I just want my drone, my controller, and my screen all as one piece and have it exist as its own entity away from my other devices. So they're going to offer that in the Fly More combo, the Cine drone plus the smart controller. That's the way I would go if I invest in this. So sensors are 20 megapixel and 12 megapixel. So your wide lens is your 20 meg and your telephoto is 12 megapixel. Both respectable megapixel counts. Like I said, if you know how to expose your image and you know how to post-process it, you can blow those up as big as you want them. Like I said, 5.2K resolution in the video, and it's going to weigh 920 grams. So it's a little bit heavier than the Mavic 2 Pro, and you're getting more flight time. So DJI is just improving on all fronts, guys. This guy right here, Jasper Ellens, apparently is one of the first people to leak. And single package for $1,600, and the Fly More or Cine Premium combo. So obviously the Mavic 3 Cine Premium combo is going to be the most expensive. You see it on the far right hand side here. And you can see what each one comes with. So your Fly More combo, of course, is going to have probably the carrying bag. It's going to have the ND filters. It's going to have 6 extra propellers, as well as, like I said, the smart controller, to where the Fly More combo for just the Mavic 3 is going to have most of that stuff, and then you're going to be able to buy just the drone and the standard controller itself. But let's look here. So the upgraded OcuSync, guys, is going to allow video for up to 15 kilometers. And if you're in the US, that means 9 miles, right? So how can you justify line of sight when you have a drone that you can fly 9 miles away from yourself and still get an HD video feed? That is extremely rad, and it's sort of scary in a way, right? Because people are going to be flying drones and you're going to have no idea where they're coming from. So this is saying that the Mavic 3 Pro should start at $1,600, and the Cine package could easily cost another $1,000 on top of that. And that is because the smart controller is $750 currently all by itself. So you're looking at probably $25 to $3 grand for the Cine version. But here's what's got me excited about the Cine version. The Cine model will reportedly feature a built-in SSD and comes with 1 gigabyte Lightspeed data cable. presumably to get the footage off the internal drive. So having a built-in SSD on your drone, guys, is super sick. And now, how big is that SSD going to be? I'm not really seeing anything that tells me how many gigabytes are going to be on that. But I'm a big fan of recording to and editing off of SSDs. Love doing it with my Blackmagic, and it's just sort of becoming a staple in my workflow now for any camera that I use. So if I can shoot to an SSD, I'm going to do it every single time. And to me, that's major. So guys, when I look at these drones, like I said, I think that the Mavic 3 Cine version is what is pulling me in its direction. Like I said, it's going to be a big investment, but I think for somebody that is a filmmaker / content creator, I think that you need to go for the Cine route. Now, if you're just made of money and you can just have disposable income, definitely go the Cine route, right? But if you're just a content creator, you're just uploading to YouTube, or you're, doing that sort of thing, guys, you can still get away with the Air 2S, you can get away with the Mavic Pro 1, you can get away with the Mini 2, we can go on and on and on, because literally every drone DJI makes is good, especially if it's come out in the last 2 years. It is amazing. But for me, like I said, I think with what I do is a mix of actual filmmaking as well as creating content here for YouTube. I think that the Cine is made for me. It's made for people like me. So if you shoot films, if you are trying to release your films on theatrical screens and put them in festivals and go that route, I think you need to go for the Cine 3. It's going to make your workflow better with the SSD. You're going to get all those parts you need if you buy the Fly More combo, because always go for the Fly More combo if you can afford it, because you're going to get ND filters for your drone. Every single time you buy one, you're going to want a bag, you're going to want extra propellers, you're going to want the extra batteries, you're going to want the little bricks that you can charge your smartphone off of and stuff like that comes in the Fly More combo. So if you can spring it, guys, and you can budget it in, always go for the Fly More combo, because you're going to get all that stuff at a cheaper price if you just bundle it together. Now, when I got the Mavic Air 2, when that came out, I basically hopped on a pre-order for that, and I think I waited like a month. It was a freaking nightmare how big of a back order it was, and I have a feeling that this is going to be the same way. So I don't know if the right thing to do is to buy it as soon as it comes out, or just wait a little while, like wait a month or two, wait till Christmas, wait till January, and you'll definitely probably see some deals on it, especially Black Friday. So I would probably wait a little longer, because if they just start shipping October 20th, you're not going to see that thing till the end of November. And then again, you can watch all of the big YouTubers that are going to be releasing these drones videos in the coming weeks to make that decision for you, because they all probably have the top of the line Cine 3 model. You'll be able to see everything it comes with. But for the rest of us peasants that DJI isn't giving free stuff to, we're going to have to just go off the information we have here and other people's opinions. So yeah. So guys, I think the Cine 3 is the way to go. Let me know down in the comments if you are excited about the release of either one of these drones. Let me know which one you think is right for you. Is it just the single drone? Are you fine with what you have? What are you currently flying? Or do you want to go all the way to the top with the Cine 3 Pro? Are you stoked about the SSD? Regardless, let me know what you guys think. For me, I think I'm going for the Cine 3. Guys, if you like this video content, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and as always, stay rad and just go shoot, and I'll catch you on the next one.